Good day, everyone. Welcome to the 6-day Advanced Water Fasting Challenge preparation. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and I'm here to answer all your questions live on Facebook and YouTube, okay? So I will be taking your questions live. What I'm going to be doing is going through a series of slides. What I'd like you to do is get a pen and paper, and I want you to write down all the questions as we go through, and you can send them in now. I'll get to as many questions as I can today. You can send them in and put them underneath in YouTube or on Facebook. But just know this, I'm going to be answering your questions for you also in 2 weeks. So we're going to go through everything right now. I'll let you know all the dates and all the preparation and different things we're going to be doing, okay? So the kickoff for the 6-day Advanced Water Fasting Challenge is Thursday, September the 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? I will also be doing a Q&A for you Friday, Monday, Tuesday, okay? So that'll be 4 more Q&As, and this is to help to support you through this life-changing adventure, because I have to tell you, this is a life-changing adventure, everyone. And you got to get this, okay? There's nothing more powerful than an advanced water fast. Now, if you can get your mind wrapped around, I don't need to eat, okay? I need to let my body turn on its amazing healing power and go and eat up the cells that are mutated, the cells that are old, the cells that need to be replaced, and I need to unleash my stem cells, okay? So let's really get thinking about, we are programmed. We are programmed to eat, okay? We're eating machines, all right? And corporations, food corporations, okay, want you to eat, and they want you to eat a lot. And they want you to eat the wrong foods. And then guess what? With the wrong foods, then comes pain and inflammation and everything else, and then comes medication. Do you understand? So it's the whole domino effect. But if you can just do one thing, and in your mind, just get your mind to or not your mind, but your brain, to accept the fact that you really don't need to eat, okay? And that we can go without eating for 6 days. We could even go longer. I've had people go on 60-day advanced water fasting, and it was their first time they ever did it. And do you know why they did it? Because they knew if they didn't do it, they wouldn't be alive. And you think I'm kidding? I'm not. It was a life-saving adventure for them. They had the support of their family and the support of their partner, their spouse, okay? But the reality is it's teamwork makes the dream work. And just know that I'm on your side and I'm on your team. And, you know, go as fast as you want, slow as you want, but don't go too slow that we never get there. Don't age faster. Don't age faster than you go, okay? Go a little bit faster here so we can take back the hands of time, all right? So day 1 of the 6-day water fast will include emotional support, nutritional support, exercises that lengthen, strengthen, detox, and restore your body, okay? And then our next 6-day water fasting challenge will kick off on Thursday, October the 29th, for which we will have a preparation show on Thursday, October the 15th. So what I want you to all understand is this, is that we're going to start doing, and which we are, we're going to be doing these advanced water fasting challenges about every 2 months. It's got to fit into my schedule, and also I don't want it to come right in with Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving if we can help it. We need to really try to make this work for everyone. So it's like this. I just want to say this, that the subconscious rules your life. So if all your beliefs in your subconscious were totally dipped in love, unconditional love, every day would be blissful. And it doesn't matter what Bill Gates is saying or all these other guys that think they're the masters of the planet. And it doesn't matter all the trauma they want to create. You'd mind your own business. You know what? You've got to learn to mind your own business. And once you mind your own business, which would be to retrain your brain, then you will actually restore and you will get the body that you've always wanted. You'll get the health that you've always wanted. You'll get the happiness that you've always wanted. Because believe it or not, everything we do because we want to be happier, right? Okay. So just know this, that all the links to your take action information will be posted at the end of this video. Send in your live questions. As soon as I finish, as soon as I finish going through the slideshow, I'll bring up a slide and it'll say it's time for Q&A. Okay? All right. So let's start the slideshow. All right. Let me just bring it up, everybody. Okay. All right, so the first thing that we're going to need to do, all right, is we're going to need to take massive personal action. Now, for some people, they've never taken massive personal action, all right, because we were taught that if we took massive personal action for ourselves, then we're selfish. And understand something, if you're not selfish enough to know what you need each and every day to have the best day of your life. So that's what we want to do. We want to take massive personal action to create the perfect day, and then we'll take that perfect day and we'll do it every day, and we'll create, well, as close as we can of the perfect life. And I promise you that if you create the perfect day for yourself, your family will fall in love with you more. You will fall in love with them more. The world will fall in love with you more. You will fall in love with the world more. And that's how it works. Let me tell you something. The program that they had where they told you that the world was going to care for you. The world was going to love you. The world was going to provide everything for you. The world was going to be responsible for almost everything for you. How's that working for you? Well, we already know that the people that actually told us that are kind of psycho. So let's just pull it back and understand something. That now the main thing that we can ever do, if you could actually have total unconditional love for yourself and for the planet, you would heal spontaneously. All right? Okay, so let's move on. So in order to do this, everybody, you're going to have to understand that you are spirit, you are emotions, you are a body, and you are a mind. And we need to never, ever forget that. Okay, but just remember this. Until you feed your spirit, okay, all right, unconditional self-love, then you will never have your emotions under control. And if you don't have your emotions under control, then your brain will never be under control. And your brain is the alchemist, it's the chemist, and it provides all the hormones and the chemicals. And depending what you're dumping into your body will depend on whether or not you are healing or you're just making yourself sicker. Okay? All right. So let's just talk about this. So understand this. The reason why we're fasting is not just because we want to take a break from food, not just because we want to have autophagy where we go in and eat up the things that we don't want in our body, like tumors and cysts and scar tissue and things of that nature. We actually are doing the fasting, not just for releasing stem cells. We're doing it because we're learning what? We're going to learn how to create unlimited patience for ourselves. We're going to learn how to actually take care of ourselves, and we're actually going to put ourselves first. We're going to put ourselves first, and we're going to dedicate ourselves to doing the things that I am going to ask you to do. And you're going to do them to the best of your ability. And understand something. Your subconscious is, of course, going to say, you don't have the time. You don't have the money. Well, meanwhile, this isn't even expensive to do. But you don't have the time and you don't have the money. And that would be selfish of you to look after yourself, because how do we show love to the world and to our family? Well, we suffer. We do it through suffering. Well, let's just see if we can end that dysfunctional belief. So we know that everything emotional, okay, all right, if it's dysfunctional emotion, it becomes an energy block. We know that that energy block within inside of us will become a physical block. And that physical block can be anything from a knee injury to a tumor, to scar tissue, to a cyst, okay, to a boil, to a pimple, all right, to constipation. So you can name it. It goes from A to Z. So psychological health, everyone, must come before physical health. Remember, the invisible trumps the physical. All right, so the invisible trumps the physical, and you have to understand something. We are light energy beings, and we're 99.999999996, energy light beings. And if we focus on the physical more than we do the invisible, which is our spirit energy, then guess what? Then we become low vibrational. To become high vibrational, you must focus on the invisible, because that creates the physical. That creates the visible. You got to get this. Okay? So thoughts matter. Thoughts matter. Thought form creates physical form. Thought form creates physical form. And understand something. When we fast, okay, think about this. How much energy flow we're going to have. When you think about that, when you eat and you have 3 meals a day, you expend enough energy digesting that food to walk 10 miles. To walk 10 miles. So, and you also believe that you need to eat food, excuse me, that you need to eat food to have energy. Now, I'm not saying that food doesn't give energy, but let me just say this, okay? That the less I eat, the more energy I have, when the more balanced I am. So when I connect to my breath, okay, and when I recycle my love continually into myself, and then I shine that light onto the world, and then I see the happy faces. I see people, I empower people. But if I go around and I want people to fill up my heart, ooh, that's one heck of a bumpy road, isn't it? That's one heck of a bumpy road. So understand, when you are no longer eating and you shut down your digestive tract, all that energy goes in, okay? And it goes in for the most beautiful restoration that you're ever going to experience in your life. Now, let's talk about on an emotional level. While we're doing the fasting, I want you to really practice this. Let's take a look at the 4 pillars of self-love, okay? So, the first one, okay, is called the Love Band Life Band, okay? And the Love Band Life Band, please go to page 68, all right, in the Braveheart guide, okay? And you'll find that in my library on Doc of Detox. Please read it. Take the time to do it. And look, if you don't have any of our Braveheart love bands, what I want you to do is I want you to use a hairband. And please do not underestimate this or allow your subconscious to belittle this powerful thing. This when I made up the Braveheart Love Band Life Band years ago, I mean, it saved my bacon. Let me tell you something. I would give that a loving snap, okay? And I would snap myself back to reality. Okay, Drake? So what I want you to see is this, okay? This is a Love Band Life Band, okay? You can get them from us, or you can just use a hairband or make your own. Go to an art shop. You don't need to get ours, but ours says Braveheart 321, you got this. And when I do this, okay, I can see it, I can feel it, I can hear it. I'm bringing my senses into this. And then when I hear this, that little snap, that's a kiss. I'm actually kissing myself, and I'm giving myself a kiss and saying, Darrell, don't hurt yourself. Darrell, don't hurt others. Darrell, let's create a better belief. Let's create a loving belief, okay? All right, let's take back our subconscious, because your subconscious is 90% of your brain, okay? Your subconscious stores thoughts. That's all it does. And those thoughts you have, okay, whether you want to believe it or not, 70% of them were all created from the age of 0 to 7 when you're a walking, talking little sponge. So the reality is we're going to use the Love Band Life Band, okay? Every time that I start having a thought that I don't vibrate with, that I want a higher vibration, I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to give it a little snap, and I'm going to go, even in my mind, 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I approve of myself. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town. 3, 2, 1, I love you, Darrell. Whatever it is that you need to say, whatever you want to make up, you go ahead and do it. And you know what? People are going to say, that's so foolish and that's so selfish. Yeah, really? Then I'm going to tell you something right now. You're not going to find one person out there that totally loves themselves, that is opting for all of this crazy nonsense, okay? Because the only way that you could buy into these low vibrational rules made by fools is if you are running a hate program on a subconscious level. So the military uses this, okay? They don't use my Love Band Life Band, but what they do is they go 3, 2, 1. They get military people to count backwards when they're in the war zone so that it brings them back. Stop thinking about my wife. Stop thinking about my kids. I'm going to get my head blown off. 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I need to be here right now. And understand, your subconscious cannot count backwards. So when you count backwards, you stay in your conscious mind. And the only place that you are ever going to have power, complete power, is in the present moment. Well, isn't that something? In the present moment. Did you know that people are only in the present moment for 2 to 5% of their day? Can you not tell? See what's going on right now? And the reality is, I know that I'm in the present moment 95 to 98% of the day. And I think you get that, don't you? And when you're there, okay, you are not going to make the wrong decision. But the reality is that they have fed us so much fear. And when you have fear, you're never in the present moment. Okay? You're always feeling threatened for losing something or threatened for not getting something. But the reality is you're living in the world of lack. And that's all an illusion. So, and it is all of illusion. Then you're going to say, Darrell, you're going to tell me that everything out there is an illusion right now? I'll tell you that most of it's a lie. Okay, I will tell you that the normal protocol is to lie today. Okay, tell me that's not the normal protocol. Anybody can lie, and nobody is being brought up for their lies, no matter where they sit in government or where they sit in the medical realm of things. Everybody's just lying their pants off and getting away with it. So everybody's going crazy today. But anyways, the Love Band Life Band is going to bring you back to the present moment. So please use that. Get yourself a hairband or go to one of these art shops and then have a little, see how it sticks out here so you can grab it easy and you can do it, okay? Now, number 2, the Braveheart Way, that's Lionheart breathing. That's where you're going to take a 6-second breath in and a 7-second breath out. Hey, let me tell you something. If you put a slight smile on your face and you were to actually breathe 6 seconds in and 7 seconds out, and you did that throughout the day, and you were conscious of that, you couldn't get depressed. So understand this. Anxiety is going to drive you into scars of despair. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to get into despair, because I'll tell you right now, our office phones are going crazy, and they have been for the last probably 10 weeks, with people who have had too much anxiety and now they're in despair. Okay, let me keep going. So Lionheart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, be conscious of it. Number 3, the Braveheart Way. This is where you will never walk into a bathroom again or get into your car without looking into the mirror, and you're going to say, let's say if your name was Linda, Linda, from this moment on, I will love, protect, and respect you. First and foremost, before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Because I am, I can. And you can make it up any way you want. Okay, but basically, I have what in my book called the Braveheart quote, and you can take a look at that and you can shape it to who you are. But you better start practicing how to love yourself. Oh my God, that's so ridiculous, Darrell, loving yourself. Who would ever want to do that? Seriously? It should be your main objective, and the day that you can 100% say that you unconditionally love yourself will be the day that you have just mastered your life. And that'll be the day that when people start saying things that really don't feel good to you, you'll just go, no, I don't think so. Because guess what? You never want to be in a position that you need anybody's approval or you take things personal. If you do, then your life is owned by someone else. And understand something. I should say your mind is owned by someone else, not your life. And the reality is this, everybody. We are slaves of our subconscious. And you can get out of that prison anytime you want. But are you going to make the effort? Only 1 out of 10,000 people do. Okay, so we're going to do the mirror work. And if you go into the bathroom and you leave, or you were in the car and you get out, you're going to go back to the car. You're going to go back to the bathroom. It's not a punishment. And you're going to go back there and you're going to go, Kim, from this moment on, I will love, honor, protect, and respect you first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I can, I am. And you know what? Start repeating it, because everything you do, okay, you don't do it for you until you see this through. And that's the God's truth. You've got to see this through, no matter what your family thinks, what anybody else thinks. You know, well, you might as well be insanely happy, because most people are insanely crazy right now. Okay, so I'm going to be insanely happy. And the reality is no matter how many people disapprove of who I am, it doesn't really matter. because what they think of me is none of my business. What I think of myself is everything, because you're with yourself 24/7. You got to become your best friend to the end. But there is no end because we're infinite, right? So you might as well get to like yourself. Wait a minute. You might as well get to love yourself. No, wait a minute. You better get to love yourself unconditionally. That would be the key, okay? All right. So the last thing is couples connection or the personal connection, where go in and take a look in my book on page 91. The pages are all here. And you're going to sit in front of a mirror and it tells you what to say, tells you what to do. And if you're a couple, let me tell you something. You ready for this, you couples? Whether you've been married for a year or you've been married for 50 years, you've only looked in each other's eyes for 3 to 5 seconds. Now you're going to do it for 10 minutes every night and be quiet and be at peace with each other, connecting to each other's breath. Turn off the phones, have nice soft lighting. Make sure you go to the bathroom, make yourself comfortable. I show you in the book how to sit with your arms around hers, hers around yours, where her legs are on top of yours. You're both comfortable. Okay, get support for your back. Look into each other's eyes. Do it for 10 minutes every night for 33 days. And now you've had the relationship that you've always wanted and you've never had. Because when you look inside her soul and she looks inside yours, you're going to see that she truly is not mad at you. You're going to see that he didn't need to forgive you. It was a long time ago. You're going to see that we have all these buried things that we're just not good enough, or that we screwed up, and that the other person, and that we're guilty for, and we need to unleash this so that we can come together, not just as a husband and wife, not just as partners, but to come together as a spiritual couple, spiritual warriors that have come here to grow consciously into our superconscious. I'm not kidding. I don't kid about this stuff. This stuff is where it's really at. And you know what? They being them out there, will make everything that's most important in life seem so silly and flaky. Okay, so Darrell, you're a flake. Okay, you're not a real doctor. You're not a real person. Okay, no, I don't want to be a real person. I don't want to be the majority, and I don't want to be what you call a real doctor. So I don't want to be anything that the majority almost wants everyone to be. Don't you get it? Break away from the herd. So check out these 4 pillars. We need to move along, okay? All right, so go to, like I said, my 12 self-loving steps. Go through them, check them out. And then if you think that you can handle more, then go and do the Braveheart Way online emotional training, okay? Listen, guys, it's free, okay? And you know what? I've been told many times that, and by many people that are probably smarter than me, that I'm making a big mistake giving the Braveheart Way free, giving the A to Z Masterclass free, but I'm going to keep doing it for not forever. So if you want to take advantage of it, do it. But the reality is what I've been told is, Darrell, if you don't charge for it, it has no value. And if you just listen to us, because, you know, I have people telling me what I should do, right? Because I'm not going to tell you I'm the smartest guy at business, that's for sure. And they say that, you know, you've got to start charging. And if you did, we could quadruple the numbers, because then people would actually think it has value. But I'm going to ask you to just take the time and believe that you deserve it. Okay? All right? All right, so let's keep moving on. So don't forget, everyone, the Braveheart Breath. The Braveheart Breath. So I would set my phone to go off every 5 minutes with a little ding, just a little message. Get an app, download that, and when that little ding comes, ask yourself, where am I right now? Am I in the present moment? Do I have a slight smile on my face? Am I breathing properly? And am I doing the Lionheart breath? I'll tell you, do that and have it go off every 5 minutes and check in with yourself. And I think you're going to find out something. Or every 15 or every 20, do whatever you want. But guess what? Okay, I already told you. So if you watch a TV show, you'll see the same drug commercial 5 to 6 times. Why is that? Repetition is the key. They'll have you buying the drug even if you don't believe in it. They'll have you buying the drug even if the 20 symptoms you read told you were going to end your life shorter. That's how much repetition works. So whatever you focus on, you're going to get. So focus on you because you're worth it, okay? So mirror work, unconditional love. Do you think that you could release, remember, you know what? Go back in your life and think about it. Think about when you were the happiest. All right? Okay. Now, this isn't just two children looking at themselves. This is one child so enamored and so in love with itself. Now, let me tell you, you have been raped of that. And when you get back that total unconditional love for yourself, where you can look in the mirror and you are just so overjoyed to be with you, it's game on. All right. So here is the personal and couples love connection. And go into the Braveheart and do your mirror work. Please. You know what? Oh, we're just so busy. We don't have the time. We just don't have it. Or I don't have the time. And the only reason why you're saying that is because it's not your heart. It's not your spirit. It's your subconscious saying, listen, you're running a hate program. You can't run a total love program. Nobody does that. And people are going to think that you're conceited, you're selfish, and you're self-centered. Well, if you don't want to center into yourself and find out what you truly are and how amazing you truly are, then you're going to keep suffering. So don't forget, guys, 321, 321, I got this, and I know you got this. So let's do this, okay? So go to the Perfect Day Guide, page 28. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some stuff. So now we're getting into, okay, why are we talking to you 2 weeks prior to the advanced water fast? Because guess what? Wouldn't it be something if the door had rusty hinges and we decided to put WD-40 in it and let it soak for a while? And then we decided to open that door. Well, that's why we're doing it. That's why we're doing this. We want it to be loving, gentle steps. Now, let's say that you bought into this today and said, you know what? I've tried everything else. I spent a ton of money. And what if he's right? What if Jesus actually fasted because he wanted to become a higher vibrational being, to talk to his super consciousness, talk to God? What if Jesus actually did this to have the strength and the vitality to deal with all the issues in his life? What if Jesus did this because he felt that this is how you could get to your higher self? What if Buddha did it for that reason? What if all of so many people that came before us who have done fastings? What about Gandhi? What about all these people that we believe are enlightened people? Are they people or are they spirit beings? Well, you are a spirit being. You're a light energy, magnetic spirit being. The only difference between you and Gandhi and a lot of these other people that have come before us is that you're not taking the time to enlighten yourself, to become a brighter light. Why? Take a look at it. Maybe you've got sinner syndrome. Maybe you've got the I'm a failure. But the reality is you're going to have to give up on these things, and you're going to have to understand that your potential is unlimited. So let's get back to reality here, Darrell. So now what we're going to do is, this is called the Perfect Day Guide. If you go to page 28 and you look from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., all right, you're going to get what I call the Perfect Day Diet. If you could start that today as much as you possibly could, a high vibrational, high fiber, high enzyme, high nutritional, high water diet, what's going to happen is you're going to start loosening things up and taking the burden off your digestive tract that all the processed food, cooked foods, you've been doing, and foods that have been causing inflammation. What if you were to get on a non-inflammatory diet? That means that all that energy that was wasted on fighting the inflammation is going in there and getting ready for the advanced water fast. Okay? All right. So let's move on. So you can do the Perfect Day Diet. I would say for some, and the way you do it is the way that you got to feel it. Okay? I want you to stop thinking and I want you to start feeling, because we are emotional beings. Now, if we can master our emotions, we can master everything in our life. You'll have all the health, all the wealth, okay, and all the energy that you want. I promise you. But you got to master your emotions, because we are emotional beings. So I want you to come from your feelings and feel your way through, okay? Now, so you could go and do the Perfect Day Diet, and then for the first week, and then get into doing, let's say, 6-7 days of just watermelon. Or you could go on the carrot cleanse, where you're going to do carrot juice, maybe just carrot juice, where you're doing maybe, let's say, 64 ounces of carrot juice, and then maybe you could do another maybe 30 ounces of celery juice, or even 15 ounces of fresh celery juice, and then maybe some water and fulvic, or water and tummy love. Or you could do a grape cleanse and only eat grape. So you could do the perfect day this week diet, which is all about whole plant-based diet, and then you could do a watermelon for a week, or you could do the carrot juice celery cleanse, or do other vegetables if you want to juice them. And then you could do just a grape cleanse. Now, believe it or not, none of this is too much sugar for people. Seriously, like if you're hypoglycemic, then I would tell you could do watermelon cleanse. You wouldn't do the grape cleanse because you've just whacked your system out. Okay? If you have a problem with hypoglycemia or blood sugar levels, then just stay on the perfect day diet up until the advanced water fasting. Okay? All right? But if you are more balanced, and if you want to lose weight and you want to flush out your kidneys and really get things going, do a watermelon cleanse. I do a watermelon cleanse every year for about 7 to 10 days. Just watermelon. I'll still do some of my supplementation. I still do my SAC calcium, and I'll still do my daily cleansing tea if my bowels slow up, because that's the one thing that could ruin a cleanse is your bowel. You want your bowels to not have watery stool, but you want your bowels moving every day, and that's where it all works. Hey, listen, do you want to know something? Check with anybody in your life, okay, that is not well. Well, they don't poo well either, and they don't pee well. And the worse you poo and the worse you pee, okay, the more sicker you are and the closer you are to the end. So the reality is, we really want to make sure we look after these two things. So our kidneys and our colon, of course our liver and our lymph system, everything else. But did you get it? So I want you to go through the perfect day information, take a look at it from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and you say to yourself, what do I feel comfortable with? Well, you should be able to feel comfortable with a whole plant-based diet. Anybody should be able to do that. And you can have as much as you want to eat, okay? And I promise you, you can have as much as you want to eat. And the watermelon cleanse, you could do as much as you wanted to eat, but you got to feel comfortable. Here's the thing. I'll tell you something. I have taught thousands of practitioners. And you know the difference between why a practitioner is successful or not? And even before they even become a practitioner, what is it? Tell me what it is. It's confidence. So you can't buy confidence. You got to what? Master confidence by mastering your brain. So you've got to put new programs in there. No, I'm not stupid. Yes, I am intelligent. Yes, I am powerful. Yes, I got this. Even if I didn't. 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I got this. So you've been telling yourself you don't got this. Now, what if you told yourself you always have this? Then eventually you'll just one day go, did I just say I have this? Wow. Where'd that come from? Well, it came from repetition. Okay, so take a look through the information. And like I said, we got 2 weeks. Do whatever you want. Don't do a warm-up or do a warm-up. Just do the perfect day diet. Or if you were really overweight, I would tell you to take a look at the supplementation we're going to be talking about. Or if you were really puffy, or if you're really constipated, if you're really sluggish, I'd be looking at, perfect day diet for a week and then picking one of these 3. All right? So let's move on. Okay, so before we start the advanced water fasting, the 6-day advanced water fasting, what we want to do is take a look at getting tummy love. You don't have to do these things. Remember something, everyone. You are not obligated to do anything. You're not obligated to buy anything. You do whatever you feel you want to do. If you don't want to do anything, don't feel you have to do it. And here's the thing, everyone. If you feel that you're stumped about something, you call my office and we'll answer your question. Okay? I promise you. Don't be stumped. Let's move forward. You can go through this whole advanced water fast and you don't have to get anything from us, but this is just the way that I do it, because how would you like to do an advanced water fast and it was like a rocket ship carpet ride, and where you could have 1,000% more success in doing what you want. That's why it's put together like this. But you do not have to do anything that you do not want to do. And you can always double check that with us. We will answer all your questions. You don't need to spend any money with us. All right. So let me make that perfectly clear. So as you see here on the slide, Tummy Love Black Gold, and you see the coffee enema bucket, and you see the organic coffee for doing, it's a Doc of Detox organic coffee for doing coffee enemas. Now, go take a look on page 35 at how to do the ultimate coffee enema. I'm not going to be going through that today, but I will be going through that I will go through it on the first day. But the reality is I'll only be going through it for people who have questions on things. Remember something, I've laid everything out. If you go to the do-it-yourself guide, in my library, we talk about how to do the ultimate coffee enema. The ultimate coffee enema is also in page 35 in the Perfect Day Guide. All the information is there. The only thing that's going to stop you is being scared. And remember something, I told you this is all new territory. So your subconscious goes, no, you're not putting anything up your butt. No, there's no way. You can drink all the coffee you want, but we're not putting it up our butt. Meanwhile, that's where coffee should go if you want to get healthy. So the reality is, anything new, did you ever notice that people, I hate anything new? That's not everybody. But the reality is your subconscious is always going to give a little kick and scream, because your subconscious job is to stop you from doing anything new, even if it might save your life. How's that? And did you ever notice the people that will do anything are the people that go, I'll do anything because I feel like my life is on its way out. We don't want to get to that part. I want you to do things because you love yourself, not because you're scared you're going to die. And that's what we've been brainwashed to do, because everything is a program in the subconscious. So check that out, okay? The Tummy Love, let me just explain it. So what you do is you take your water. Hopefully it's structured water, but if it's not, just make it purified water, and you bring it to a boil. It's approximately a quart, a liter, and you bring it to a boil. But what you do is you put black gold in, and you boil. First of all, you grind the coffee beans, right? You put 2 tablespoons of ground coffee beans into the water, and then you put in also a tablespoon of black gold into the water. You bring it to a boil, right? And then you strain it, all right? The instructions are more in detail, okay? You're going to bring it to a boil, and then you're going to let it simmer, and then you're going to strain it. Once you've strained it, you put it into the enema bucket, and then you're going to put in a tablespoon of Tummy Love, and then you're going to start it. Please go read it. There's more instructions than that. I'm just trying to let you know it's not that difficult. All right? Next. So anyways, I did say structured water. You don't have to do it. You can just use purified water. Just know that structured water has a hydration ability about 1,000% better. So that's 10 times greater than any other water. Structured water is rainwater. That's why we can have all those chemical poisons that are happening in the sky, okay, that are getting into the rain, so heavy metal poisoning, and it's still not poisoning the birds, bees, flowers, trees. And when it comes down, do you ever notice just a little bit of rain makes everything jump for joy? And you could sit there watering all day with your hose, but it doesn't do what rain does. And that's what these are, structured water units. The middle one is a portable. The one on the left-hand side is a shower, and the other one is for your house. And I just wanted to show them to you because they never wear out, never break down. They don't take electricity, and you got a 90-day money-back guarantee. And if you don't feel it was worth it, send it back. Now, next thing you're going to want to do, and make sure, everybody, that whatever you're doing when you're on the advanced water fast, that women are averaging around 3 quarts, 3 liters of water. Men are averaging around 4 quarts, 4 liters, otherwise 1 gallon. Okay, but the reality is, if you are as big as a man or as heavy as a man, we're going by weight here, okay? And the other thing that people don't understand is you can't go by these 8 glasses of water a day. That's crazy. I mean, look at all the EMF. Look at all the blue light, okay? And also, how do you actually treat yourself? Some people actually eat a whole plant-based diet, and they're still drinking that much water. And then how many people are eating bread and animal products and dairy and crackers and potato chips, or they're forgetting to drink their water? So the more dehydrated you are, the more EMF you have, the more blue light poisoning you get, the more chemicals you take in, the more water you're going to need to put out the fire. Okay? So when you're going through a fast, okay, you should never be thirsty. You should never be thirsty. So if you're thirsty and you feel thirsty, or you feel like a little dull in your head, then you forgot to drink water. Okay? Because remember something, the first thing that always gets dehydrated is your brain. Okay, before your mouth. And when your mouth is dehydrated, then you are really dehydrated. Okay? Now, take a look at this. This is called belly button therapy. This is not a gimmick. Okay, this is a device we make called a belly button therapy kit. And what you're doing is, it only takes 5 to 7 minutes to unleash 70% of your serotonin, 50% of your dopamine, and understand something. Nothing else in the world, there's no chemical, there's no product that will do this except for feeling total self-love for oneself or someone else. Okay? So belly button therapy, you can unleash this power at any time. It takes 5 to 7 minutes. And what we say is first thing in the morning when you get up, do it before you get out of bed. First thing, have it right beside your bed and do your belly button therapy. Unleash the power of happy hormones, okay, being serotonin and dopamine. And understand something, when you get out of bed, you'll have a 25% more stretch to your body, because chemicals and hormones, they work at the speed of light, and they create that elasticity in your body and get rid of that stiffness, and they bring up your healing power. So you want to do that in the morning. You can do it throughout the day, keep it near you, but then you want to do it before you go to sleep and connect to the Lionheart breathing, because you'll have a better sleep. Okay? Next thing. So pelvic activation squat. Okay? Now the pelvic activation squat, understand something. We lost this when they gave us a toilet. Okay? So when you got the toilet, you lost that. Now these are the moves that you would do. Now, if you take a look at the one, okay, if you take a look at the one on the right, where that's called the pelvic activation squat, it's the hug, okay? It's the pelvic activation hug, and where you see where the arms are coming around. Now that one, I will do that one, and I will actually hold that for 5 minutes, and I will focus on a spot. Don't you do it for 5 minutes. Just do it as long as you can, until you start to feel tingling or burning somewhere. But make sure that you connect to the Lionheart breathing, because you got to breathe through this. You know why people hurt themselves? Because they're not breathing. As soon as you feel a little bit of pain, people get fearful, they shut down, and they contract. As long as you stay in your Lionheart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, you can actually start to feel cramping or tingling. And guess what it's going to do? It's just going to open everything up. So first we're going to do the hug, okay? All right? And then what we're going to do is, you see the one on the bottom? The two on the bottom are basically the same, and they're just showing you that they're stretching out more, and you're going to connect to your breath, and you're going to, you eventually want to see if you can get your feet flat on the floor. And with that one, your feet are about hip distance apart, and you're stretching out your arms, and you're going to feel the stretch in your low back, and up in your shoulders and in your arms, okay? Now the last one, okay, the pelvic squat, this is the warrior squat, and you see where the peace sign, where the hands are together, all right? Not the peace sign, but the peace prayer. With that one, your legs are going to face out a little bit. I'm actually going to be showing this on the first day of the fasting, okay? The first day of the advanced water fasting, I'm going to be showing this. So what you're going to do is just stay connected to your breath, and eventually you want your feet to be flat with this one. And you see the elbows? Well, they're right in the corners of the knee where the crease is. And if you can get your elbows in there and do that eventually. But let me tell you something. If you go to do it, and all of these moves are really difficult, all it's saying is, we got this. Be patient. I love you. Just do this. Gentle baby steps. And understand, everyone, if you cannot do these squats, then you're going to have a cane or a walker or a wheelchair or end up in a nursing home, because you're going to lose your balance, okay? You're going to lose your strength. You're not going to have mobility or flexibility, and you're going to fall. And you're going to be so stiff, you're going to waddle like a duck. So if you've got to open all of this up, you've got to become flexible again, okay? All right. So, and understand something, with all the inflammation, with all the scar tissue, displaced calcium, it causes this. I got to keep moving, everyone. We could be here all day if we got really into the training. Now, this is called a pelvic expander, everyone. And we get these made in Canada by someone. We don't sell them. They make them and sell them because we need to keep it as cheap, as least expensive as possible. In United States, you can get them from Dean Salale. And we have another gentleman that you can get them from in Canada. If you want to know where to get the pelvic expanders, please call the office. And what you're going to do is you're going to put see how the leg is up on the board and then the other leg hangs. Let me tell you something. If you cannot hang the other leg, please get a chair and put your foot on it, but have the chair low enough that you feel a little bit of pressure in the pelvis. Now, you see how there's a bit of a gap in this person's leg? Well, guess what? That person has a hip problem. So that's why we have it and we show it. That should actually be flat, and there should be no gap behind that knee. Now, you also eventually want to be able to put your hands behind your head, plus have your leg up on the board, plus hang the leg. And when I do this, please don't get me wrong, but I can have a 20-pound weight on the hanging leg, and I stay connected to my Lionheart breath. Do I feel the pull? Yes. But do I feel the expansion? Yes. And that's the beauty of this. Let me tell you something. Between the belly button therapy, between the squats, between the pelvic expander, I have given you the most powerful exercises in the world. They are more powerful than anything you're ever going to do if you want to stay healthy. And I'm telling you, you can tell me anything you want. I don't care what the exercise is. It isn't going to beat these three. Now, if you don't have a pelvic expander, try to picture this person laying on 3 chairs. Try to picture the leg that's up on the board is actually on the side of the door jamb, and the other leg is hanging down the stairs. So you need to be at the top of a stairs where there's a door and there's stairs going down, where you have the leg up on the, let's say, so that's the left leg. It's on the left side of the door jamb. The right leg is hanging down in the doorway. Right? So it might be hanging down to the second stair. So you can start this. You can do this. If you're older, if you're more stiffer, get help from a family member and understand something. Do not beat yourself up. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't want to get patience for yourself and you don't want to be patient for yourself, you're always going to be someone else's patient. And that's not going to end well, because as long as you get treated, you're going to get mistreated. You need to learn how to train yourself to look after your own body. I'm going to tell you right now, and here's the deal, okay? All right? When it comes to authority, okay, don't let them be authority over you. There's no one out there that you should allow to be authority over you. Absolutely no human being should be authority over you. I fear no human being. Do you get that? I fear nobody. Okay? And I don't care. You know what? When somebody has a nonsense thing and they're saying something, I'm just going, no, that's not happening. Well, you'll have to go find somebody that is a victim, someone who believes that they don't deserve much, because that's the only person that's going to believe in that one, let me tell you. So the reality is this. Start working from your feelings. And the reality is you do have enough time. You do have enough energy to start looking after your God-given body. Okay? You know, I don't want to get into it here because I'm going to be doing it in Thrive, and also, and you'll get it if you watch my shows. But the reality is, as you said, you could come down here to this life-threatening, fun-filled experience. And you said that you could come down here and lose your spirit, okay? And then you said that you could find it in the nick of time and save yourself and be the hero for your family. That's what you said. And understand something, you may not know this. And you also knew that you're going to come down to a beautiful planet. And you also knew that since the very beginning of time that there's been an evil corruption down here. But you said it sounded like fun. All right? That's what I think you said, anyways. We can all make up our own stories, and that's the story that I think I'm going to go with. And I'm going to be the hero of my life, and I'm going to try to be the hero of other people's lives and shine my light on them and saying, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. All right. So, why would you do an advanced water fast? Well, let me tell you something right now. We already talked about it. Autophagy. Nothing works better at going in and eating up things you don't want. Tumors, cysts, scar tissue, crystallization, okay, pimples, all right, fat cells, cellulite, okay, lipomas, okay, calcification, okay. So that would be a good place to start. All right. The other thing is nothing releases stem cells better in the human body than doing that. Okay. Next thing. So become number one at the art of number two, breaking the family curse. Okay. Understand something. So when you go to do this fast, you better make sure that you get the cork out of the wine bottle. Yeah. Because when you start shaking that bottle up to get the stuff out, you don't want to build up. So you make sure that when you do this, that you are doing Himalayan salt, okay? You're going to find this all in the 6-day advanced water fasting guide that's in my library. So you got to go to my library and do some reading. And if you want, you can go into the library and also take a look at the last fasting class, all right? And where I go through everything. You could watch all of 6 hours of video if you want it and just nail that. So you got to become you got to become number one at the art of number two, and you got to break the family curse, because everybody thinks they have a good poo. Trust me, and they don't. Okay, if they did, then they would have great health, because your bowel is 85% of your immune system. So you better make sure that if you have a bowel problem, okay, what you're usually going to do is take a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Okay, let me show you here. Okay, Himalayan salt. See, Himalayan crystal salt. All right, everybody? And you're going to take a teaspoon of that, and you're going to mix that with about 15 ounces of, I would do it with hot water, as hot as you can drink, right? And then I would drink that, and that helps to get the mucus out, helps to flush the bowels. Now, if you find that that's not doing the trick, or you can't seem to stomach that, then just stay on the daily cleansing tea and do the daily cleansing tea and make sure your bowels are moving. Okay? A lot of people end up having to stop this protocol because they don't realize how bad a mess their bowels are in and how corked up and jammed up they are. You know, just because there's traffic coming into the city doesn't mean it's not backed up for 30 miles. I hope you get this, okay? And never forget this. The Holy Grail is your large intestine. So, and that also is the biggest key to set you free and help you to be able to do this advanced water fast, okay? So 85% of your immune system is in the large intestine. Isn't that something? You know, most people look at that as being a garbage can, and it totally isn't, is it? You got to get this, everyone. Okay, so your large intestine, slide. Your large intestine, okay, it's either a compost or a manure pile. Now, the reality is we know that it's a manure pile with the majority of the population. A compost, well, let me tell you something. So if you were composting and you were throwing in all kinds of new and improved chemical processed foods, right? Plastic foods, the compost wouldn't be good to put in the garden, would it? So the reality is, if you are on a really good whole plant-based diet, okay, and you're really looking after the inner terrain, that would be your large intestine, because just as you have a compost in the backyard so that you can put that into the garden soil so that you can have really strong and healthy bugs to have a strong crop, is the same reason that we want to do fasting, the same reason, advanced water fasting, same reason why we take the daily cleansing tea, the same reason why we do a whole plant-based diet, the same reason why we do live foods, to bring life back, because the bug means nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it does, Darrell. What about the coronavirus? And I'm not trying to get political here. No, the bug means nothing, because it's not a bug. A virus is not a germ, and it's not a fungus, okay? So it's not a bacteria, and it's not a fungus. A virus is dead, for one thing. And understand something. The worse the virus is the more inflamed an infection you have in your body. So what is the compost you're putting in here? because the compost for the large intestine is here. So what are you putting in here? And by the time it gets down here, is it fermenting or is it putrefied? Okay, is it creating good bacteria or bad bacteria? Because I'll tell you something, most people have a manure pile and they've created a parasite party in there. Okay, so that's why a lot of people say, I do parasites cleanse all the time, but they don't go away. Well, that's because you're a low vibrational being. But maybe you're not even a being, maybe you're a doing. Because most people just do what they're told. And beings don't do what they're told. Beings are high vibrational and they go by their feelings. They go by their intuition. Okay? They go by their higher self, because you can only grow consciously. Oh, well, you could grow this way or this way, but that's not the way you want to grow. So understand something. What is in your compost? It's really important. So the reality is too, is when you go into a fast, why am I talking about this? Because when you do the advanced water fast, if you didn't do some preparation and bring down the toxic load, and help to bring up the quality of the compost to the second brain known as the large intestine, you'll get into this advanced water fast and think, oh my God, this is awful. I feel terrible. Well, that's because it's going to be trying to get rid of the waste, all that glick, and when you could have done it and did a preparation. So that's why we're coming back to that. So please think about preparing, okay? All right, next slide. So understand something. You're either looking at your body as a garbage can, okay, or as a garden. So understand, if it's a garden, then eat from the garden. If it's a garbage can, then go ahead and eat all that corporate garbage, all right? So if you've been eating a lot of corporate garbage, then understand something. You're going to feel nauseous. You're going to feel, you might even have diarrhea. You might even have a bit of a fever. You might have some symptoms, because you know what? You want that stuff out of you. And remember something, if you take a look at a mud puddle, it looks like the water's clear, but step in a mud puddle and what happens? Well, it gets pretty murky. So if I were you, I would get on a whole plant-based diet, definitely. If you don't want to do that, at least get on the daily cleansing tea like immediately and get your bowels going 2 to 3 times a day, that it comes out not like diarrhea, but it comes out like just maybe like a cow plop, so that we can bring down the physical and chemical toxic load so that you can go into this fast and love it. Okay? All right. Okay, so here it is, guys. So it's going to work like this. Welcome to the harvest. So have you been treating your body like a garbage can and just overflowing garbage? Because understand something, if you're not eating a really healthy diet, then guess what? It's stagnating in you and you're reabsorbing that into your body. And this is why people are so sick today. Why do you think so many people are getting COVID, right? And ever since COVID, nobody gets the cold or the flu, do they? Because it's all COVID. Oh, and I don't want to get into this, but guess what? Now they're saying that only 6% of the COVID cases are actual COVID cases. Don't believe me. Do your homework. Do some research, okay? I'm going to be putting on my Teslas pretty soon, guys, because my eyes, when they start to get a little dry from being under the blue light, I just have to do it, okay? So when you think, oh yeah, here he goes, he's going into cool school. No, I'm going in to protect my eyes and my brain. Okay, so I have been wrong. The germ is nothing. The terrain is everything. Do you get this, guys? Do you get this? Because it's nothing. Let me tell you something right now, okay? The environment inside your body, the environment around you. Do you think about the environment around you, how harmonious it is? Do you allow people to turn on CNN? Do you allow people to watch garbage TV? Do you allow people to talk garbage? Because that's your environment. Do you put garbage into your mouth? Do you put garbage into your ears? Do you listen to garbage? Do you put garbage into your mind? No way. You know, your mind, your brain is like a river, and when things are continually floating, the river never stops. Stuff keeps floating down the river. But guess what? I get to choose what I want to grab onto. And if it doesn't vibrate at my level, then I'm just going to let it float on by, because it's somebody else's. It's somebody else's. And I don't want it. Okay. So, medical doctor, okay? All right? Political pharma. Okay? Natural health doctor, nature's pharma. Understand something. I am not putting down medical doctors. I am telling you that if you want to go to a medical doctor, you are going to go to drugs. If you feel you need drugs, then do it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to use nature. We're gonna harness nature for the next 2 weeks. Please, just really try, guys, okay? So have a meeting with your family. Tell your family, please, don't bring any more junk in for the next 3 weeks. No junk. No junk, okay? And tell everybody in the family, why ever bring it back in? If you want to eat junk, if you want to do drugs, if you want to drink alcohol, if you want to eat Chips Ahoy, if you want to eat Cheetos, if you want to do all this stuff, do it outside the house. Make your home a health zone, okay? All right, so, and especially if you're going on a fast, women, because it's probably you, because men don't want to do it. Oh, I'm not doing that. You know, men today, we're in trouble today because of men today. Thank you very much. But the reality is we are going to go to nature's pharma from this minute on for at least the next 3 weeks. So everything that you do, think about it. How high vibrational it is, because let me tell you something. There's 4 food groups, right? Protein, starches, fruits, and vegetables, right? No, there's 5. The 5th one is the most important, high vibrational. So everything you put in your mouth, think about it. How much trapped sunlight, how much enzymes, okay? How high vibrational is it? Because understand something, everything you eat and drink leaves the body. The only thing that stays behind is the vibration. And understand something too, it doesn't matter how much you eat, guys. If you've got a terrorist living in here, all right, you're never going to eat enough. And anybody who's eating all the time, they have a terrorist living in here, all right? So I eat 1 meal a day, usually do 1 blender drink, and then I'm going to start to go back into vegetable juicing in about 3 weeks. I took a break for about 3 months. So then I do juicing throughout about 9 months, and then I need a break from it. We all need a break from things, right? Okay. Probably need a break from me about now. There you go. Okay, so indoctrination. Okay, so there's 4 pillars of emergency care. So here's the deal. I just want to show you something. I'm not telling you that you don't have to be involved in this, because everybody has choices. But first of all, we get constipated, right? Constipation causes inflammation, okay, which causes pain. Then we go to medication. And then if we go to medication long enough, then we're going to have mutation, and we end up going to either chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. So that's where it goes. So this is why we have to learn how to harness Mother Nature and bring her in as soon as possible. Okay, so the terrain is everything, everybody. So I need you to get this. Just as they spray pesticides and herbicides on fruits and vegetables and all our other foods, okay, antibiotics are the pesticides and herbicides for the human body. So unless you are in trouble, you better watch it. You don't want to be doing this. And understand something, anybody out there that's going to be doing an advanced water fast, if you do a lot of dairy products, a lot of animal products, then you've had a lot of antibiotics if it's not free range and organic. And those antibiotics are continually, even though they're in the animal products, are continually disturbing your gut bacteria, which means you could have a bit of a harder time when you go to cleanse your large intestine and fast, okay? Maybe not, but I'm just saying, okay? So we want to stay away from frankenfoods. So like I told you, you know, watch out for the dairy, watch out for the cheese, watch out for yogurt, watch out for all of those products, watch out for any of the GMO fruits and vegetables, watch out for any animal products, especially animals that have been given antibiotics. And unless they're organically fed and free range, then you're going to be in trouble. And so then you're going to have your intestine in more trouble, and you're going to suffer even more, okay? This is about the fasting, guys. I'm trying to tell you this is all about the fasting, because why am I saying all this? Well, what about the person who says, I'm just going to do the advanced water fast. I'm just going to keep on doing the dairy. I'm just going to keep on eating the animal products, and I'm not going to make any great choices. And then I'm going to do the 6-day advanced water fasting. Boom. I warned them. I warned them. And that's what it is. We need to warn people that, you know what, it could blow up in your face. Okay, now take a look at this. So if you look at this slide, these guys are the same age, okay? Different choices, okay? And I know you may not believe this, but there are only 2 emotions on this planet, hate and love. That is it. So unless you want to learn how to self-love Okay? Self-love, okay, all the time, because that's the only way you're going to protect yourself and treat yourself right, then you're self-hating. If you're not self-loving, you're self-hating. And you're going to say that's not true. I may not love myself, but I don't hate myself. And if you don't love yourself, you have to hate yourself. But you don't know that it's hate because everybody else does it. And you don't know that it's hate because those programs are running from your subconscious. Nobody hates themselves on a conscious level. Oh, wait, that's not true. I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate myself. Come on, like you haven't said that. Like people don't say that to themselves. Okay? I will never say anything like that. I will never put myself down. Even if I make a tragic mistake, I'm going to get connected to my breath first and not destroy myself. If I have to apologize to someone, I will. I will make it right. But I will learn I will not burn anymore for the church, not all churches, but for any churchianity, or I will not do it for any government. Okay, I will not do it for anyone. I am not burning for anyone. The rules for fools. Okay, if it's not dipped in total love, I'm not doing it and I'm not buying it. Okay, so understand something, everyone. Unless you want to go in and start taking personal action and doing things like the advanced water fasting, doing things like the perfect day, and doing the proper type of exercise, internal and external therapies for yourself, and unleashing the practitioner from within, then guess what? You will be in 911 emergency, because let me tell you something. If you want to make everybody else responsible for your health that you have to pay, it may not pay off for you. And definitely, why don't you take a look at the foundation of that person, and would you like to become that person? Do you like what that person offers? Does that person give you empowering information? Find a person that's going to empower you. Everybody needs a coach, but find someone that's going to train you on what they do so that you can become the master of your brain and your body. Now, so we know that inflammation, we're an inflammation nation. We know we got issues in our tissues. And if you want to get rid of these issues in your tissues, you got to reduce the inflammation. And this is the best way. Take these 2 weeks to see how good you can be in what you put in your mouth and what you put in your mind. And then please give it a shot. 1 day with me with the advanced water fasting, 2 days with me. And guess what? I'm going to be doing them about every 2 months. And you know what? After a year, you'll be rocking and rolling. Okay? All right? Okay, so understand, it's a scar tissue to a tumor. Scar tissue to a tumor. We start off with healthy tissue. It goes to scar tissue, and then it bloody well goes to a tumor. We already know that 50% of the population is going to have to deal with cancer, and that's climbing every day now, and it's gone through the roof. Did you know that the actual people that are being diagnosed with cancer in the last 2 months has doubled. So understand, anxiety, continual anxiety, goes to desperation, despair. And when you go there, you bring your vibration down. When you go there, you grow things that you don't want, because the invisible creates the physical. Okay, so let's break away from this. So I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care if you have a cane, you have a walker, you have a wheelchair, okay, or you think that you need to, that you can't get out of bed. You can. Let's do this together. Let's start. Get your family to teamwork with you. Whatever condition you're in, get going here. Listen, I provide you enough information that if you never want to talk to me, okay, if you don't even care for me, the reality is my information is right, okay? If you just do it. Listen to me. United we stand, and we need to stand together. We need to take our world back, and we need to stop poisoning ourselves. And you can do this. And if you need support, call my office. We'll do what we can. But then find people that love you and care for you, and ask them if they will help you. Because in this next 3 weeks, whatever condition you're in, I'm here to support you. All right? I am. I'm here to support you. I don't know. I think we'll do another, let me see. I'm trying to figure this out here right now. So Monday when I do my live Q&A, I'll be here to answer all your questions, everybody, okay? And so that will be the last time that I'll be able to do that. No, it won't. There'll be another Monday prior to that. But this coming Monday, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A. So I'll answer all your questions. But understand something. I've given you a lot, and I'm going to give you the rest of the information here. But if you don't want to look after yourself, and you don't want to take personal action, it doesn't matter. You know, people can spoon feed you, but that's not how it works. That life just does not work like that. It's your body. It's your responsibility. Okay, so this is why, okay, this is why we want to take our personality and make changes. If you want to change your reality, you got to change parts of your personality. So that means you got to take a look at your day and say, what things do I need to bring in? What things do I need to get rid of? The low vibrational things, get rid of them. And no longer are we going to say, but this is my personality. No, because you already know it's not your personality. Your personality was made up of 0 to 7, which you were just a walking, talking little sponge. That's it. And you took in everything. So now we're going to start weaning out the toxicity on a physical, an emotional, and a spirit level. Okay? All right. So understand, thought form creates physical form. We got that, don't we? We got that now? So that means you can go from the bed to the wheelchair to the walker to the cane. You're on your own. You got this, okay? So we can do this, everybody. So we can go from a tumor to scar tissue to healthy tissue, all right? We can get rid of those love handles and spare tires. You just name it. You want to do it? Let's go through it, okay? So here's some key tips for optimal hydration. Drink structured water. Wake up with structured water. Drink structured water continuously. If you can't get structured water, people, get the water you want, but just make sure that it's a healthy water. Flavor your structured water. Okay, what are we talking about? I'm talking about things like super cinnamon, lemon lift, orange burst, fulvic, those things. We'll be talking about that. Use high quality salts in your water. Okay, and what would that be? Well, Himalayan salt. We just talked about that. You could also use real salt if you wanted. Okay, eliminate alcohol and caffeine right now if you want to do this challenge. The more you reduce the inflammation, the less your body's going to have to work so hard if you're inflamed, right? And remember something. Never feel hydrated. Do not let yourself get hydrated, okay? Okay, let's do this again. So go to page 40 on the perfect day. If you want to see the diet, okay, that I was talking about to start right now, perfect day diet. This is the diet that I pretty well live by. I eat this diet 85% of my life. 15% is my go off track. But the reality is most people are only 15% on track and 85% off track. Okay, so look at the perfect day. Also, then go and check out the 12 self-loving steps. Braveheart 12 self-loving steps. You'll find these both where? In my library, everybody. Okay? Okay. So the other thing is, if you're going to do this protocol, you need to make sure that you're going to have a really good night's sleep. All right? So everybody, try to get to bed around 9 o'clock, no later than 10 o'clock when you're doing this. All right? So tips for a great night's sleep. All right? Have your room cool. Keep your room as dark as possible. Use a mask if there's light that gets in your room. Please just use a mask. This is the only place I would use a mask. Thank you very much. Avoid caffeine within 8 hours of sleep. But you're not going to be... This is what I'm talking about right now during this 2 weeks. We're not even going to go near caffeine except to use it as a coffee enema during the 6 days, right? The 6-day advanced water fasting will use it. And that caffeine actually triggers your liver to actually cleanse. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes, right? Don't eat within 3 hours of sleeping, okay? We're talking about right now. We're not talking about the fast, okay? So if you want to decide to really get things going here, get sun exposure during the day as much as possible, especially in the morning when the sun comes up. Do some sun gazing for about 10 minutes. Exercise regularly. Take a look. Remember the exercises I just showed you? Avoid bright light and avoid blue light. Okay? definitely after sunset. If you can afford it, get yourself a pair of Tesla glasses, all right? And wind down at 9 p.m. And then do your belly button therapy and pelvic expander, pelvic squats. And if you have an Avicen, do that, because those are the things that are going to put you to sleep, increase your circulation, and help to dump those beautiful healing hormones and chemicals. All right, so let's talk about this. So now we're talking about 2 weeks prior to the 6-day fast, okay? So here's the deal. You could do an intermittent fast, 7 ways to daily intermittent water fasting. So right now, up until that period, you could fast for 12 hours. That would be like 8 until 8 in the morning. That's not really tough to do. You could go 14 hours, or you could do 16 hours, 2 days per week, 16 hours, 3 times a week, 16 to 18 hours daily, 19 to 21 hours daily, a full 24-hour fast each week. I would do, in the next 2 weeks prior to the advanced water fast, I would do a 24-hour fast, okay? And I would do it on the same way that we're going to be doing the 6-day fast. And I would just do 1 day. Now me, I fast, I do intermittent fasting. I don't eat anything after 7 o'clock at night, okay? And usually it's around 6, but the latest 7. And then I don't eat anything until 1 o'clock. So I have a 6-hour grazing period. That's all I have. That's the way I live my life. Okay, and I live my life like that. I will always live my life like that. But it's something that I had to work my way into. All right? But at least start taking a look at these things and say, what can I do? And if you could pull off a 1-day, 24-hour fast, you know, and that would get rid of the EBGBs, like, I don't know if I can live without food. And just see where you're doing, what you're doing, and how you can do it. But at least get going. At least start somewhere. Now, I'm going to show you. Now, during this period, okay, that you are, during this period, you can also be doing your enemas, all right, everybody? So think about this. If you don't have it, I understand. If you don't want to do it, I understand. I would order it, get Tummy Love Black Gold, get an enema bucket, you can get the coffee, and then start doing that along with the daily cleansing tea, all right? And if you did the daily cleansing tea and you did this, then you're going to be looking after the main part of your digestive tract, which is the large intestine, and preparing it. Because when you start fasting, you're going to start dumping all kinds of toxins from all the other organs and all the other tissues into your large intestine. Wouldn't it be nice to make room? Wouldn't it be nice to bring up the vibration? Wouldn't it be nice to get the cork out? Okay? All right. So let's go to the enhanced water fast solution. All right. So now, what we're going to talk about, this is the only thing that we will do, okay? And when you're doing this, when you're doing the 2 weeks, whatever supplementation you're on, you can stay on this 2 weeks prior to starting the 6-day advanced water fast, okay? But when we start the advanced water fast, these are the only products that we are actually going to put into our water besides the Himalayan salt. Does everybody get that? Now, also the only other thing is that we would also use the daily cleansing tea. That's for people who say, I don't want to do the salt and my bowels are pretty sluggish. Well, understand something. It's a lot better to do the daily cleansing tea and to get your bowels moving than to bail on the fast. But here we go. Let's talk about the products. First one, Merigen. It's the only calcium ion therapy in the world. So people will take this when they're not on a fast. All these products are taken by people regularly on a fast, except the Ormus minerals are really one of our biggest sellers on the fast, because I'll go through that in a second. But the Merigen, the Fulvic, the Ormus minerals, and also the Super Cinnamon, the Orange Burst, and the Lemon Lift, they all can be added to your water without turning on your digestive tract and ruining the fast. They'll actually help. Because a lot of people say, I'm not just going to drink water. I just won't do it. Okay, but here's the deal. Let me walk through it. So the Merigen, you don't have to go on the Merigen. The Merigen is fairly expensive, everyone. I will go through the other products that are part of the calcium ion therapy, and I will show you them. But the Merigen is for people that are chronically ill, okay, have a chronic illness, or people that say, hey, I just want the best. I want to turn this around. I want all the calcium that I've lost from my bones back into my bones. I want the bone making and breaking to come back. I want to repair the mitochondria. I want the stem cells to be reactivated as high as they can. I mean, this will all do it. If you watch the videos that in my library, go click on SAC Calcium Guide, you're going to go in there and you know what you're going to see? You're going to see this product will turn on your stem cells, replace all the calcium that's been lost to your bones, get rid of gallstones, kidney stones. It'll help your heart heal faster. Okay, it'll bring the pH proper back to all your tissues and to all the fluids in the body. Not so bad, eh? There's no other product like it. But we'll talk about the other ones. There's Merigen, and I'll go through them in a bit. Now, understand, did I say this at the beginning? And I want you to get this. If you decide to do the water fast and do nothing else but the water, you go right ahead. You still have my help here. And let's say you had no money, okay? Then do everything that doesn't cost anything, and we are here to support you, okay? I am here to support you as much as you want. You don't have to purchase anything, all right? We're in this together, and I truly mean this. This is not a game, because fasting is the key. And everything else is to help even bring it up higher. But let's do what we can, okay? We are going to, the thing is we can always do something. Let's move forward. Okay, so that's the Merigen, the fulvic acid. Our fulvic acid will go in and grab all heavy metals and acidity. It'll carry up to 40 different nutrients that are already sitting in the body, and it'll carry that into the cells, drop it off, and it'll fill itself up with 3 times its weight in heavy metals and acidity. So what's that going to do for your cells? What's that going to do for your mitochondria? What's that going to do for your chromosomes, your RNA, your DNA? Okay, so this is why we do this. Now, all of this stuff is not going to turn on your digestive tract. Ormus minerals. Ormus minerals are more etheric. So try to think about this as a very high mineral product without matter, without a lot of mineral without mineral in it. Okay, so the vibration is really high. And understand something, the Merigen can be taken like anywhere from 1 to 4 times a day, depending on finances and depending on how much work you want to get done every 4 hours. The fulvic acid is just 1 teaspoon mixed in every liter or quart of water. You can do more, but that's enough. The Ormus minerals you can do from 3 to 6 times a day. Okay, and you can put an eyedropper of that, or an eyedropper, 1 to 2 eyedroppers, actually into a glass of water and drink it, or you can put it in with the fulvic, okay? All right, so it's up to you. Now, anybody out there that has like blood sugar problems, anybody that has, cravings, anybody out there that has a sweet tooth, you can actually put a couple drops, okay? The Merigen always, let me go back. The Merigen, the SAC calcium, has to be taken on its own. But the fulvic, the Ormus, and even the super cinnamon could all be mixed together. There you go. And that's your power drink. Okay? And the other thing that you should know is whenever you drink your water, you can drink it cool, but don't drink it cold. Not ice cold. And make sure that at the first of the day, it's hot. Make sure at the last of the day, it's hot. And everything that I've told you here that you could take, it can be hot water. And it can be hot water all throughout the day. What's hot water going to do? Open things up. What's hot water going to do? It's going to get rid of mucus and congestion. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. And then there's the orange burst. If you want some flavor, it's like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm going to break this thing. I need something in my mouth. I need to feel something. Some people just take a little bit of the orange or a little bit of the lemon. That's it. And it keeps them on the fast. That's it. They didn't break the fast because just the taste of the food, the taste of which that came from, it was enough for their mind. Because I'll tell you something, you're not really hungry. You're just programmed. Okay? And understand something. You're not a stupid person. You're just programmed. You're not a hateful person. You're just programmed. People are beautiful. Their programs can be dysfunctional. And man, they're not even their programs. They're someone else's. Because we all came here as spirits, children of God. I mean, and then we got adulterated by our parents that were adulterated by the system, but that was the game we said we'd play. Boom. Okay, so anyways, there's your drinks, okay? Now, let's keep going here. Now, here's the deal. Those of you, see this ATP, that one there? You see the ATP? Well, ATP Plus, all right? It is the only organic ATP in the world. The other ones are synthetic. All of these are made from life crystals, from Dr. George Merkel. This product here in lab has shown that it could regenerate tissues and organs, and he proved that. Okay, and if you don't believe me, go to Dr. George Merkel, Vancouver Lectures, and you'll find out that he was the father. He was like the Einstein of food medicine. Now, ATP Plus will give you the energy, and guess what? Are you ready for this? It tastes sweet, almost tastes a little bit like wine, but there's no alcohol in it. Okay, there's no sugar in it. It's a 5-carbon sugar, but it is sweet, and it will get rid of your appetite, but it'll bring up your energy, and it's not like caffeine. It is a beautiful energy. There's no up and then down. It's just a really beautiful energy. You can do it anywhere from 3 eyedroppers full to 6 eyedroppers full a day. There's actually no real limit, but the reality is that's enough, right? 3 to 6 a day. And the ATP is for energy and for really getting in there and restoring mitochondria. Now, the Divine Vine is really for emotional balance, for thyroid problems, okay? For balancing people who, they feel like they could be ADD, ADHD, or things like that, or people that have adrenal problems. Then pineal's really good for the pineal gland and helping to heal it, and also for the brain, okay? But any of these can be taken. They could even be mixed and matched on this. I know you don't get this, guys, but this is an all-natural product made from organic teas, and it's made from different types of fruits, and they stay in these crystal tubes for months out in the desert, brewing and getting all this trapped sunlight, and it's called chondriana, and it's part of the mitochondria, and it's this energy that's created that this product is all about. So it doesn't just give energy, it helps to restore and regenerate tissues. Okay? So that is a support thing that you can also do. All right? Now, 1 second before we go to the next slide, this is ATP. So when I do a show, I do ATP. You should hold it in your mouth for anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, swish it around, and then allow it to go down. Okay? If you don't, it still works, but it's better to get it mixed with your saliva. Okay? Let's move on to this slide here. So, all right, so the next slide. So the next slide, we talked about the Merigen. That's for the more chronic problems. The Megagen is for somebody who says, you know what, I'm healthy. All right, but I will tell you, everyone, you need to get this. SAC calcium is actually the only calcium product in the world that actually does what a calcium product should do. There is no other calcium product that can do that. And when somebody says they have an ionic calcium, it still can't do this. And it still doesn't work the way it should. So once you see it and you read the patent and you actually see the science and the tens of thousands of people that have gone through different studies with this product, you'll understand that we're dealing with something that's real. Now, the Megagen is good for maintenance. And I'll be honest with you, I do Merigen twice a day, and I will always do it twice a day because I just want to stay I want to stay youthful, I want to stay vital, and I want strong bones forever. That's that. But Megagen is your maintenance product. Cardigen is for those people with arthritis, joint problems. Dentagen is for people that have teeth problems or jaw problems. Alzagen is for people who have Alzheimer's, brain problems. Ozogen is for children up to the age of 12. There it is. So you can take a look at that information. Remember something, everyone. I'm giving you the best. Drake, I'm giving you the best fast that you'll ever do in your life. And the reality is you can still do the water fast without all of these things. But if you put these things into the fast, you'll go, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I just did and how simple it was compared to the way it was the last time I did a water fast. Yeah, that's the difference right there. Okay? Okay, so don't forget what we're going to do every day. Okay? We're going to get up, connect to our breath, Lionheart breathing. We're going to do the belly button therapy. We don't have, and when I say these things, please don't think I'm trying to make you do them. If you want, you can go and find a stick and do it if it's not going to hurt you, or use your finger if you want. But I don't, buy it if you want, don't if you don't. Okay? And I mean that from my heart. All right? Okay, so you're going to get up before you even open up your eyes. Okay? You want to do your gratitudes. You want to picture how your day would like to go. And then you want to be given the patience and the courage that if things don't go your way, you'll stay connected to your Lionheart breathing all day long. And you just know that you got this and you're going to be the hero of your day. So you're going to wake up, connect to the Lionheart breathing, do the belly button therapy. Okay? And then the first thing you're going to do is, before anything else, not anything else. If you're doing the SAC calcium, you could do that first, and then a half hour later, you'd want to get about 15 ounces of water with a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. All right, and then you're going to drink that because that's to help to flush out your intestines. Now, when I get going through the fast and I do a longer fast, I'll even do like a level tablespoon of Himalayan salt, and I'll put it into a quart of hot water. Okay. So, because I really want to flush out, okay? And it also provides essential minerals for you as well. And let me tell you something. Don't be afraid to take a little pinch of Himalayan salt and put it into every glass of water that you do, okay? It's not going to give you diarrhea. It's not going to make your bowels move. But it is going to add some minerals to your system. So feel free to do that as well. Okay? We'll move on. All right, so like I said, if you want more support, please do the daily cleansing tea. And if you're the type of person who doesn't like to do the tea, you could do the daily cleansing caps. Understand, my tea has no stimulants, no caffeine. It has no caffeine. It has no stimulants. It has no laxatives in it. So the reality is, I'd rather you did 2 daily cleansing tea caps than go off the fast. Do you understand that? Because it reacts mainly on the bowel. It doesn't kick the digestion in to the point that we're going to ruin the fast. Because anybody that gets corked up, if they get too much mucoid or old waste in there and it doesn't move out, it will cause you to want to stop the fast. I mean, how does it feel when you don't poop? How does it feel when you don't poop and you're on a fast? Well, it's not that great. Now, let's move on. So the next thing is, this is called a coconut oil or castor oil pulling. So what we can do, okay, but you're going to do this, you can do this during the next 2 weeks. I would actually prefer that you didn't do this during the 6-day cleanse, everyone, okay? Just so you get this, all right? If you feel really toxic in your mouth, like heavy metals, you can feel that metallic, then I would say during the fast, do it. Okay? Just do it. All right? And what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Castor oil is better. Organic cold pressed castor oil. And then you're going to put as much in, just start lightly at the beginning. It's called Healthy Mouth. And you're going to put Healthy Mouth essential oil in with it. And you're going to swish that for 5 minutes to, some people will do it as long as 15 minutes. But 5 minutes is long enough. And then you can spit that out into the garbage, not into a drain. It'll clog it up. And then what I want you to do is then you can then get like a little bit of warm water with about 2 or 3 drops of the Healthy Mouth, and then swish your mouth with warm water, even hot, not to burn, and with the Healthy Mouth, and just clean that out. Okay? All right? Next, look at, I'm going to tell you something right now. You got aches, pains because of the detox. You're starting to feel a little stiff, a little tired. Get out your dry skin brush and skin brush your body. If you want to know how to do that, just take a look in the back of my book called Healthy to 100, and it's called Beautiful Skin, and it tells you how to do it. But basically, you're just going to go in a circular motion, and when I skin brush, I go that's a hard bristle brush that we sell, and it's got a handle so you can do your back too, and you're going to go in a circular motion, and I go as hard as I can. It's a workout, okay? And understand something. At the beginning, you skin brush, you go, oh my God, that hurts. Well, that's inflammation. I can go really hard and there's no pain. I don't have inflammation, guys. When you get rid of your inflammation, you get your life back. If you've got inflammation in your body, you don't have your life because you're always going to be running away from pain, okay? Now, next, so the cocoa salt glow. All right, so let's talk about these. So there are, okay, the Epsom salt glow, where you take Epsom salts, you wet it down to the consistency of sand, okay? And then what you do is you then grab it and you scrub your whole body with it, even your face, everywhere. And you take in that magnesium and you get the circulation going. You can get, and then and what I want you to do is grab the Epsom salts. I'm going to be showing this actually next week, not next week, but if you go into the 6-day advanced water fasting guide now, you can go in there and watch the videos from the last 6-day advanced fasting course, and you can watch me because I went through it there. But what you do is you grab the wet Epsom salts. It's like the consistency of sand. What we do is we'll put Pain Away essential oil in there, and you'll scrub the whole body with it, even your face. But then you'll do the joints, every joint. Go in and really work the joints. Grab it and just wring the joints, wring your fingers, okay? Really scrub your face, scrub your neck. It's a beautiful thing. The skin brushing and the salt glow, they're worth thousands of dollars, okay? And remember, the deeper you can go, you want to see a redness, but the deeper that you go, you scrub, and understand if this is the first time doing it and your skin is really thin because you're undernourished, just go easy. Okay, gentle baby steps at the beginning. I'm talking about me. I go in hard because I've been doing it for years. Okay, now the cocoa salt glow is where you do the same thing. You get Epsom salts. Okay, so what we do is we go to Costco. We buy a 10-pound container. We pour that into a big plastic container. Then we get structured water and we structure the whole thing and we wet it down to the consistency of sand. Okay, then what we do is then we put in lots of Pain Away essential oil. Put in any essential oils you have, okay, if you want. The ones you love. And you put that in. And then if I put in 10 pounds of Epsom salts, I'll put in 1 pound of coconut oil. I'll mash that in. And then guess what? Okay, then I'm going to do, are you ready for this? I'm going to do a skin brush first. Then I'm going to do a cocoa salt glow. Right? And then I'm going to have a shower. And I'm already moisturized. There you go. And I'm feeling fresh as a daisy. Oh, and if you want to, do the skin brushing first. Then do the Epsom salt glow without the coconut oil. And then have a sauna. And you will detoxify 1,000% greater. Did you hear what I said? Skin brush. Epsom salt glow. Shower. Pat off. Go do your sauna. And rock that sweat. And you're going to do it. Now, let's say that I want to work on the cellulite, or I want to work on some tougher scar tissue areas. But you're not going to do your whole body. You just do parts of your body. Did you get that? Like your love handles. Your spare tire, that's it. You stay there. Or the cesarean scar. Or the scar tissue from surgery. You're going to take a cup of Epsom salts that we mixed with the structured water, Epsom salts, consistency of sand, with your essential oils in, and you're going to put 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper into that cup that you've made of Epsom salts. You're going to mix it around in there, and then you're going to scrub the area of cellulite or scar tissue, and guess what? It really helps to loosen that scar tissue up, and it'll really break down that cellulite. The cayenne goes in and kicks it in. Okay? So, try it. But only try a little area first, because I don't want you calling me up and going, ooh, ooh. Some people are really sensitive. So usually, a teaspoon, a level teaspoon. Maybe it's a half a teaspoon for you. So first experiment with things. Tippy toe, put your toe in. Because the last thing you need to do is to get overzealous and then say, I got to put these on, guys, is to get overzealous and then tell me, oh my God, this doesn't work for me. Because that's what your subconscious wants you to do. It wants you to go in and screw the whole thing up because your subconscious hates anything new. It hates the future. Okay? And yeah, because it does. Because it says, I'm here to protect you. The things you're doing now, yes, you're sick, but you're not dead. And I don't know about this self-love, self-protect, self-respect, self-care. Okay, this is scaring the living crap out of me. I've never seen you love yourself before, and it's freaking out, right? So the reality is, that's why you got to connect to your breath and go, always continually, I got this. So when you're clear in your conscious, write down all the things you're going to do, write down the things you want in your life, and don't let anybody in your family, your friends, society, or systems change your mind. Go by your feelings, not your head. Don't trust your head unless you've done my course, my whole life coach course 3 times, okay? And you have weaned out every dysfunctional belief about life and dipped every belief that you have in total unconditional love for you. You are a danger to yourself because we've been programmed. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, so here we go. Now, if you want, you don't have to, but you see the DMSO gel, that's the green label. That's for the joint areas, right? So after you've done your skin brushing, let's say you've done your Epsom salts there and you've got an area like a toe or an ankle or a knee. Take a little bit of DMSO, just a teeny bit on your finger. Rub it around the area, and you can do that 3 times a day to 4 times a day. If it gets dry or irritated, back off. Now, if you have sensitive skin, go with the orange label. That's called Rose DMSO cream, and use that instead. And never put it near your eyes, guys. But it's made out, it comes from pine trees, and it's a solvent, and it helps to heat up things. So it's going to feel itchy, and it will even heat up, because guess what? When you bring up the temperature, when you bring up the blood flow, that's when you get the healing. And we need to move out the crystallization. We need to soften up the scar tissue formation so that we can replace the calcium back where it belongs, in the bones, with the SAC ionic therapy. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can always get pain away. And if you're just using it on tissues, you can use Muscle Restore essential oil. But if you have a really painful area that keeps coming up, oh my God, that knot in my neck, that in my back, we definitely, when you go and do the fast, this might fire up because it's trying to push out the poisons out of that area. You may need to use essential oils on that every half hour, maybe every 40 minutes, maybe every 20 minutes to calm it down. And you can use peppermint oil, which give it a cooling effect, but it overrides that pain feeling. Listen to me. If you don't understand something, don't do it. Call us. Understand this. I don't want your subconscious getting in the way of ruining the greatest adventure of our life, and that's learning how to look after, care, and love ourselves. I hope everybody understands that. Okay? All right, so don't forget to sun gaze. Remember, we got up in the morning. We're going to do our sun gazing. Very important. Those of you who have purchased a Bioptron or an Avicen, make sure you take the time of the day and try to do these things 4 times a day, or at least in the morning and at night. And you can use the Bioptron and the Avicen together. For those of you who have never heard of these before, Bioptron is the only full spectrum light in the world, and it'll increase the circulation in the human body by 33%. It has a fluorine lens developed by Tesla, the same lens that's on my glasses that I'm wearing right now, that will prevent blue light from burning my brain out, okay? Because it does. The blue light from here, when it hits here, it actually gets turned into healing light, and right now, my eyes are getting healed by the frequencies coming through the blue light. You know what? Here's what I love. I love how the government can't stop anything toxic. It's because they don't work for us. I just love how everybody that has, like these guys who have all this money and are like such evil psychos. See, it's just a great adventure. I mean, and you might be going, what is wrong with you? Well, the reality is guess what? I'd rather be me saying it's a great adventure and I'm going to be the hero than saying, holy crap, honey, we're in trouble. Not doing it. Okay, so anyways, the Biotron Light, you guys, you want to make sure that you use it as often as you can. The Avicin will increase the circulation by 66%. It'll put you to sleep. It'll increase microcirculation in the human body 100% more than any other device that's known on the planet. Anyways, you don't need to have it to do the fast, guys. It's all about circulation. So the reality is anything we can do to jack up the circulation during fast will help the cleansing and the healing. That's all. Now, so you can see that really, truly, to do a fast, it's not that hard. You know, you need to write things down. I've told you the things that you can actually mix and what you need to drink. And so once you've decided to come off your fast, understand that if I was on the fast for 6 days, I would take 3 days to come off. And then I would go on the perfect day diet. So if I was on the fast for 6 days, it would be 3 days. If I was on the fast for 3 days, then it would be a day and a half. If I was on the fast for 2 days, it'd be 1 day. And what you can do when as soon as you come off the fast is you can still do all those other things like the SAC calcium, the fulvic liquid, okay? All right? The Ormus minerals. Oh, I didn't, the Ormus minerals, the essential oils. You can do those while you're coming off your fast, along with doing veggie broth or bone broth or celery juice. There's your choices, guys. And if you want to mix and match, you go right ahead. But just understand something. When you go to break that fast, don't be guzzling this back. Drink it warm or hot and sip on it. Do it through a straw. Do not guzzle or just sip it. Sip it. Love yourself well. Don't gulp it. Okay? So have the veggie broth throughout the day, and you can do it. It's very healing. I just said don't gulp it. That's all. And then continue to do your water. Continue to do all your therapies. All right? I don't know. It's not that complicated. Okay? So like I said, you can continue to do the Merigen, the fulvic acid, the Ormus minerals, and the essential oils. And you can continue to do what? Your Himalayan salt for your water flush to keep your bowels moving, or the daily cleansing tea if, like I said, if the salt's not an option. All right? And there's the daily cleansing tea. So you can do the daily cleansing tea in the caps, like I said, if the salt is something you don't want to do. All right? That's it. I need you to write your questions down. I've tried to be thorough. We're going to go through a few more things here, and I want to just talk about this really quickly. Please, 5G and blue light. If you want to do this fast, I need you to think about something. I need you to think about how you're going to stay away from 5G and blue light as much as possible, how you're going to be connected to nature as much as possible. Please. It's going to make all the difference in the world. All right? So make sure that you turn off your Wi-Fi if you're not using it. I didn't say just at nighttime, but if you're not using it. Make sure your cell phone is on airplane mode. Okay? Make sure that it's on airplane mode if it's in your room to be your alarm clock. Make sure there's nothing plugged in around the back of your head. You need a good night's sleep. Make sure that you follow the sleep rules. Okay? All right? Let's keep going. Understand something. Effects of frequencies, guys. Frequencies can hold things together or break them apart. And understand something. You got to get this, but all of those corporations right now that are coming out with this stuff, they don't care about us. They're harvesting us. Please don't fall for this stuff and think just because everybody does something, it's okay. It's not okay. All right? And please take a look at these things. All right? All right. So no plug-in alarm clocks by your head ever. No walk around home phones. That's like putting a computer to your head. And those things are drawing in so much EMF. Get rid of them. If you've got a home phone, get a wired one in the wall. I'm sorry, but that's the one to go with. Okay? Get rid of baby monitors. What did we used to do before baby monitors? Well, I'll tell you what, when the baby cried. But now the baby monitor, we're always running to the baby all the time, and that's not good either. Get rid of the microwave oven, guys. Anyways, take a look at these things. It's really important. Okay, so here's the deal. Your cell phone has replaced your watch, your camera, your calendar, your alarm clock. Okay, don't let it replace your health or your family. Did you get that? Okay. And understand something. Anybody out there that is going to do this fast, they're going to watch TV, they're going to go on their phone. If they're going to work in a mall with all that blue light, LED lighting, if they're going to work on a computer, just know this, the blue light's going to fry you. You'll never make it through the fast, okay? Because the invisible is more powerful than the physical, all right? So understand blue light therapy is very dangerous. And if you really want to rock and roll your life, get yourself a pair of Tesla glasses. Take a look on my website. We've got some really beautiful models, okay? And once you get them, I mean, they're around $400, everyone. But I will tell you this much. You'll never look back. How would you like to be feeling like you're getting a headache or you got stressed out and you put these on them right away? Oh, how would you like to be able to work any time of the day and not have to switch this blue blocker, this blue blocker, this blue blocker? And who wants to block it? That's like managing pain. I'd rather master pain. And I am the master of the blue light now. So take a look at that, and it's worth it. That's all I can say. So stay off of Facebook. That means, oops, Darrell, I guess they won't be watching you. So the reality is, hey, if you can get the information down, and you can always call the office, but try not to go on Facebook too much, and especially if it swings your moods, please watch out. Okay. Okay. So understand something. Don't be on the internet for more than you need. Okay. Most people go there for a dopamine rush. Stay off the internet unless it's important, and understand something, everybody. This is what's happening right now, and this is what they're doing to us. Pretty soon we're going to be cyborgs. I'm not kidding. So please, embrace nature. Don't embrace technology. Embrace nature as much as possible. I use technology to get my information out, but technology does not use me. I swear to God, I will never let it happen. Okay, so take a look at my 5G blue light toxicity guide and energy medicine guide in the Doc of Detox website. Okay? All right, so I'm going to open up for questions right now. I'll take probably about 6 questions, and we'll do all the other Q&A questions next Monday, right? That's right. So this coming Monday, I'll do all the questions, and they're all going to be dedicated mainly towards the fasting people. And if I've got time, then I'll do the other things, of course, okay? Jackie, will water fast help with abnormal smear from new test strain 16 strain 18 of cervical cancer? And is it good to cleanse the colon hand, and how would you do this? Oh boy. Anyways, I went through all of it. So the reality is, right now I'd be on the whole plant-based diet for the first week. The second week I would do watermelon, or I would do a grape fast, or I would do a carrot juice celery fast. There's my choices right there. I would get on the daily cleansing tea. I'd get on the tummy love, and I would be doing the ultimate coffee enema. And the reality is, if you've got these tests showing with your cervical, then we know that you have tons of scar tissue, crystallization and displaced calcium in your pelvis. And we know that your large intestine has been dysfunctioning forever and a day. All right. And you need what we just did today. You need this process, and you need to get into it. And I want to hear from you, Jackie. All right. Okay. Do not think you cannot do this. Okay. Release your Braveheart goddess and get into this right now. And you get your husband, your boyfriend, or whoever in your family behind you. Okay, if they don't want to do it, then tell them not to get in the way. Because guess what? We all moan and cry when someone in our life dies. Oh my God, if I just knew. I wish I would have woke up. I wish I would have let Jackie do this. Why was I like that? Because we don't realize that our subconscious are blocking us from anything new. It doesn't care if it's going to save our life. It's just new, and I'm not letting you do it. And the reality is, we've been lied to all our lives, and even our health care isn't health care, our food isn't food, and the love we get isn't true love. Jackie, love yourself enough to love yourself well. You can do this. Okay? Alora, can people with diabetes do the watermelon cleanse? Sure they can. Sure they can. Diabetes is not caused from watermelon. Diabetes, and is it, wait now, but I don't know how bad this person is, what their health is like. So you might want to give me a call, Alora, but I will tell you that somebody with adult onset diabetes could do this. And then are they taking medication or are they managing it with their diet? You see? And I'll tell you something, if I had diabetes and it was adult onset diabetes, I would do the watermelon cleanse, but if I felt shaky, I would make sure that I'm also doing the other support nutrients, and I'd be putting super cinnamon in my water because that balances blood sugar better than anything else I know. And I would be connecting to my breath and understand. I wouldn't be letting myself get stressed out, and I wouldn't let anybody else stress me out. And instead of watching TV and instead of doing the things that are really mindless, I would be doing things that embrace me with nature and my breath, and exercising and just connecting with my creator and connecting with me being a creator and creating the body I want. So yeah, let me tell you, I'm going to tell something to everybody here. When I talk from a personal, when you say, well, I say, well, if you ask me a question, if I had diabetes, this is what I would do. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do because I want to tell you something right now, and I need everybody to get this with love in my heart. The condition that a person is in is not as important. The condition that a person has, like diabetes or any other condition, is not as important as the condition they're in. Do you know what I mean? Emotionally. Listen, I know people that walk into my clinic and there's no reason for them to pass on, but when they come in, I go, this person's not going to make it. Another one comes in and they say, I've got 2 weeks to live, and I go, they got it. They're going to do this. They got this. Because when you're told something, the doctors aren't lying. They're saying if you continue living like you're living and you don't make any personality changes and you don't create the perfect day and you don't get the cork out of your butt, and if you continually doing hate programs on a subconscious level, then you're going to end up like this person who had the same situation that you do. But when you change the rules, you change how the game goes. You become the game. So when you do not enter into their game, but you enter into your own game, then you become the master of your destiny. Kathleen, how much Himalayan salt and warm water? Just a level teaspoon. Like I said, I'll do a level tablespoon, and I'll do like a quart of water, not 15 ounces of water. So you can do 15 ounces of hot water with a level teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Everybody's different. And the last thing I need you to do is do like more than that to begin with, and then say, wow, I didn't make it to the toilet. So the reality is not, just know that when you do the salt, the hot water and the Himalayan salt, within about 10 to 20 minutes, you're going to be going, yeah, I feel something. And then you're going to go and then you'll dump, right? And that'll be that. Okay? Do I have to stop drinking green tea? I wouldn't be doing it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be doing the green tea. But do you have to? No, you don't. Love, if you want to do this fast and you want to drink green tea, you do the fast, because guess what? It's not the end of the day. You know what the thing is this, okay? All right? Rules are meant to be bent and rules are meant to be broken. And most of the rules that I've been told that I'm supposed to follow lately, I'm breaking them all. Thank you, sweetheart. That's how it's going to go. I'm not doing them. You know what? The people that are making the rules up right now for the world, wow, are you kidding me? Yeah, like I'm going to buy into that? It's not happening. Okay. Wendy, the Ormus minerals have lead, nickel, tin, mercury, fluoride, and other heavy metal. No, they don't. That's not true. No, you have to understand something. every heavy metal in that is not good for you, nature also has that metal, and it is not unhealthy for you. So do your homework. Okay, if anything, the Ormus is going to push everything negative out of the body. There is not one negative toxic thing in my Ormus minerals. It is the most high vibrational. Do you want to know something? Our Ormus minerals, okay, we actually ran out for about 2 weeks because we were actually able to get in touch with an alchemist that's been doing this for years and years and years. And he showed us another way to bring up the vibration even higher. Now, let me just say this, Wendy. You're not going to find one thing that I sell that's toxic or harmful to the human body. So I need you to do some more research. Okay? You may not believe this, but I haven't got a license that I'm illegally allowed to give anybody a poison. Okay? I'm not in big pharma business. And that wasn't to be sarcasm either. The reality is I'm a natural health practitioner. And if I ever found that I had an ingredient that was toxic in any level, I would apologize and get it out of there, because that would have been something that I overlooked. And thank you. I appreciate this question. But there is nothing toxic about my Ormus. There is only high vibrational frequencies of elements of these in there to help to push out the toxic residue that you don't want. Can you do a list step by step what to do? I think I just did. And the reality is if you go to the 6-day water fasting guide in my library, read through that. It's pretty conclusive. All right? And then have your questions ready next Monday, and I promise I will put them all together. And if it's something that you are getting started tomorrow, just call me tomorrow. I want you guys to know that tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday and Friday, I've got some video shoots, but I promise I'll get all the questions answered. My extension is number 5. I'm open to you. Okay? All right? And I just want to say this again, Wendy. My Ormus minerals, I think they're the best that have ever been created. Okay? So I will let you be the judge. All right? Let me see here. Okay. So here's the schedule, everyone, if you want to take a look. But just know this, Monday, the Q&A is not on here. But Monday, I will be doing a Q&A, all right? But that's the schedule. So on Thursday, the kickoff day, I'll be doing the exercises and therapies. But understand something. If you all would like to go to the do-it-yourself guide in the library, Drake, they can get it all, can't they? Yeah. It's all there. So don't wait for me. Don't wait for Thursday, September the 17th. Go there now, because there's going to be people that are going to be coming on new that don't even know about my library or anything else. So I'll be showing this on that day. But the reality is, you can go there right now, okay? If you go into and look at the 6-day advanced water fasting guide and then go into the do-it-yourself guide, you are going to get all the information you need. And what you don't, you call me, leave a message. Okay, let me tell you something. All right? We are equals. I work for you. I serve you. I'm your coach so that you can serve others and become their coach. That's all this is. That's all this is. So I need to be there for you to answer all your questions so that I can empower you, so that we can take back our power together. All right? So Monday, next Monday, guys. So, and if you want to put your questions down right now, I'll tell you what I'll do. Any fasting questions that come in on a daily basis, I will take the time and answer them. So let's say if I get like 6 or 8 questions, Drake, 6 or 8 questions a day, I will commit myself starting tomorrow to answer your fasting questions. So put them under here. Tara will take them down tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll come up and do that. And tomorrow I'm also going to be doing a DIY on scoliosis. And what was the other thing, Drake? It was scoliosis and I don't know. I'll figure it out by tomorrow. But I'll be doing a DIY on that, and I'll do the fasting questions. How's that? I won't do my one a day. I'll be doing just Q&A on fasting instead of my one a days, okay? And don't forget about my shows on Wednesday, everybody. And just remember something. Nothing's going to happen unless you take massive personal action. That's it. I'm going to tell you something. There is no time in your life where action is not needed, okay? Where action is not needed. Even connecting to your breath and putting a slight smile on your face, putting your shoulders back and your chin up. Take action, and don't forget who you are and what you are and what you want to become. Let's be there right now, okay? And understand something. To rise to your potential, everybody, you got to fly. You got to fly. And that's called first love yourself. So never forget that. And I'll tell you something. If you ever truly want to really become a Braveheart warrior, okay, I want you to take a look at my personal treatment and training. It's on my website. Go to my personal treatment and training guide, Drake. And please go read it. See if you want to come with your whole family and just unleash the practitioner within for everybody in the family. All right. And I'm just going to let you know my upcoming courses. I have a course in January, and it's a total certification with the whole life coach certification and the Wolfe non-surgical certification. And guys, we only take 10 in the class. They're small and they're powerful. And once it fills, it fills. All right. And our whole life coach is going to be coming online in 2021. It really needs to because people have no idea. They have no idea how much they have been programmed and why they're living like they are. And the reality is, I truly believe once I get this course up, if I can get people to consider taking it and putting their heart into it, and then even doing this course 3 times, you will master everything. But even if you take it the first time, you are going to know that you were sucker punched and the game was rigged. Okay? And we will be doing what we call a complete certification, being the whole life coach certification and the Wolfe non-surgical in Mexico. And it will be in March, probably of 2021. And it will be at the Ixtapa Palace World Healing and Training Center. It will be going for 21 days. And then those who want to stay will be optional after that. After we've done the whole life coach training, after we've done the Wolfe non-surgical, there will be 12 days of taking everything we learned, and we will be going deep. And we will be going very deep. And we will be going in and uncovering, okay, the practitioner from within, the healer from within, the Braveheart from within, so that when you return, you'll know how to hold the loving line and you'll know how to become successful, whether or not you want to become a practitioner or you just want to be the most powerful human being that you can be. And here's my library, everybody. So you can go to Doc of Detox, click on library, and I have the most powerful library, and all of the guides are there. Go have fun. Go learn about yourself and unleash your human potential, okay? And make sure that you sign up for my A to Z Wellness Masterclass. It's free and for a limited time. And guess what? This is going to teach you about every condition in the human body, how it gets into that situation, and how you can take your power back and reverse it. I'm going to show you what the medical system does and the way that we do it, and why we're able to actually give you a money back guarantee that the first treatment with us is going to be more powerful than all the other treatments put together. And if you want to go further, because most people are too scared to. I'm not going into my emotional. I'm a bad girl. I'm a bad boy. It feels dirty inside. Well, this is what society has done and the systems have done, and it's not true. You have dysfunctional beliefs that are not yours. And if you want, go in and join my Braveheart emotional training. It's free. And just know this, the code is Braveheart, Braveheart free. And get started. Are you worth an hour a day? If you don't want to do your homework, I mean, anybody that's good at anything, they did their homework. If you want to pass the test of life, then you need to study about what your true potential is. So never forget, everybody, if you want to become the number one at the art of number two, right, then you'll want to check me out in 3 weeks. I'm doing a masterclass called this, and this masterclass will be on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it will be about an hour long each night. And I promise you that it will be everything that you've wanted to know about your immune system and what it's really about, and that it's becoming number one at the art of number two. Okay. And also the patting and clapping, we're getting very close to bringing that out. I just have to shoot it, but a lot of things have come up. Trust me. Every day somebody's saying to me, Darrell, will you be part of this? Darrell, will you do this web series? Darrell. So pretty soon I'm going to have to say no, but right now I'm trying to say yes to as much as I can. And then we will be releasing Thrive. That will be about a 20-hour masterclass, and it's how to thrive on planet Earth. Learn the rules, understand the game. And then I will be releasing I Am Woman 2. That will be before Christmas, all right? And then I'll also be releasing one called Emotional Chemistry of Disease and Healing to prove that your brain always becomes inflamed and damaged before any other part of your body, and that you can actually do an x-ray on your brain and you can see where the damage is in the body. Or if you come and you tell someone, I have this disease in this organ, they could do an x-ray and say, yeah, there it is. Because you'll have inflammation or definite scar tissue in that part of your brain. Okay? So let's never forget that we are made out of mainly our spirit, emotions, and then our body, and then our mind. Okay? And know this, everyone. Total self-love is total freedom. Let me just read something to you before we end today. This is something that I put together. And for some of you, it'll resonate. For some, it won't. But I understand why. When I get done this show right now, I want you all to go into the bathroom. And I want you to say, if your name was Kim, Kim, from this moment on, and look right into your eyes and say this 10 times. Kim, from this moment on, I will totally love, protect, honor, and respect you before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. And you know what? Take a look in your eyes, or don't say that. Say something else. But let's see if you can even say, Kim, I love you with all my heart. Just try that. Don't even try the other. Kim, I love you. What's wrong with you loving you with all your heart? What's wrong with you filling up your heart with love and not demanding that anybody else does it? The day that you don't have to have others fill up your tank, and it's a self-serve job, you will unleash self-healing. So today, I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment that I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anything else or anything else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I'm healed, I am Braveheart. God bless. Thank you for joining me, and have the best night of your life. Take care. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. And some